Hey guys, we have just been given news on the brand new fusion that will be coming very soon. This fusion will be added on May 5th, which is going to be less than a week from now. And fusions in this game are very, very hard to go for. They take a lot of resources, they take a lot of time. And when you're deciding whether or not you want to go for them, you have to be efficient, you have to be smart, and you have to really think about your decision before you go through with it. So I'm going to be showing you guys, obviously, the kit, what I think about this champion, and honestly, the main takeaway is going to be, do I think you guys should go for this champion? Going on to Ishiyama the Immovable. He is kind of weird looking. I don't know what raid has had with balls. I don't know why they keep having all of these champions with balls. It's kind of funny. It just kind of looks like a heck. I'm not a big fan of his design. I'm gonna be honest. Raid has a lot of really good designs. This is not one of them. It doesn't stand out to me. If you're looking to have one of the strongest possible starts, make sure to click the link in the description to get a free legendary Bambus 4-leaf and one of the best epics in the game to gore as you level up. Now, to make it happen, here are all the steps you need to follow. Number 1, make sure you are logged out of Plarium Play on PC, or you just don't have it installed at all. The next step, you just gotta go into the description, click the link, and register with a brand new email. Once you launch Raid and complete the tutorial, go to the mail, and there sitting will be your free legendary, and the epic will come soon after once you hit level 15. Starts like this in gachas are unheard of. Click my link right now and get the start that you deserve. He's a legendary Spirit Affinity HP based champion from the Shadowkin faction. Good faction, but we'll see if he is a good addition for it. Starting off with his abilities, we get Burning Comet. Burning Comet is the A1, attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit transfers a random debuff from this champion to the target. If this champion is under any debuffs when attacked, counterattacks with this skill. This is a pretty cool A1. He's constantly going to be getting rid of his debuffs, applying his debuffs to someone else, and it's interesting. The counterattack is cool, but it's nothing that crazy. A2, Calculated Volley is on a 4-turn cooldown, 3 turns when booked. Attacks all enemies, has a 100% chance of placing a fear debuff, a 25% decreased crit damage debuff, and a 30% decreased crit rate debuff on all enemies for 2 turns. These debuffs cannot be resisted by enemies who are already under 2 or more debuffs. Here we're getting into the part that I don't like. One of the main takeaways I want you guys to get from these videos is conditional effects are terrible. 90% of the time, you're not going to have the effect in place. The skill is essentially functioning at much less of what it should be. I hate conditional effects on champions. I think it makes them a lot worse. Because let's say you do meet the requirement. You're going to get a pretty solid ability. Obviously, in this case, I'll get into why I don't think it's good either way. But essentially with conditional debuffs or conditional effects, you're going to, at best case, get a normal functioning ability. And worst case, you're getting less than an ability. And it's terrible. So I think that's a pretty mediocre thing. But I think the skill is also kind of mediocre. AoE Fear is cool. Whatever. But decreased crit damage and decreased crit rate, while interesting, is frankly nowhere near the level of capable that an ability like this should be. Especially an ability you need to skill up 5 times. It's ridiculous. Now, moving on to the A3, we get Finish Them. Finish Them goes on a 3-turn cooldown when booked. Attacks an enemy, will ignore 25% of the target's defense, will ignore 50% of the target's defense instead if the target is under 2 or more debuffs. Places a block damage buff on this champion for 2 turns if this attack kills an enemy. Once again, we're getting into the thing I really hate, which is conditional effects. He attacks an enemy, his attack essentially does double what it usually would do if the target is under 2 or more debuffs. Now, I'm not saying 2 or more debuffs is hard. I hate reading these things. I feel like it makes a champion so much worse. Their potential is higher, than what you're usually going to get, which is terrible. Also, this ability doesn't seem that good. It's going to be contingent on the multipliers, obviously, but that's really, it's a one hitter that's kind of strong. There are so many other units that do this, or that can do this AoE, that can do this better. It doesn't scream out to me as something interesting. Next, we get to the Immovable, which is the passive, which is kind of interesting. Whenever an enemy resists a debuff placed by this champion, the next debuff placed by this champion cannot be resisted. Each debuff placed by this champion increases their max HP by 3%, up to 30%. Keep in mind, he is an HP-based unit. He's also kind of a DPS. So the more HP you get, the more damage he will do. This passive is the one part of his kit I really like. I like that his A1 really combos with his passive a lot. He's going to get a ton of debuffs put on him because that's just how raid works. Debuffs are all the time what you're going to get hit by. And he's going to put it out on your opponents and then make himself stronger. I think that's pretty cool. But the A2 is a bunch of kind of honestly not very important debuffs. It's conditional. The A3 is so conditional, and frankly, it is a basic ability for this game. There's hundreds, maybe even 1,000 characters in this game now. This is a nothing ability. His aura is not very good, 28% HP in all battles. Overall, what do I think about this guy? I think he's a waste of time. I think everyone watching this, unless you are going for basically every fusion, I think you guys should skip this. Take this as a break. Raid will run a ton of these of these fusions, of these fragment events, of these fusion and fragment events at the same time. Raid runs these constantly. There's almost always one running. You will get a couple days of downtime. You need to save your resources for them. You need to ration out your time, your effort, your stamina, and your summons. And you need to be very careful. And the good thing about having people like this, Ishiyama the Immovable, is they are a good way to replenish your resources. You can completely skip them with no worry. The last fusion that we got, or the fusion that we currently have, is not very good. You can skip them too. You can skip both of these and you can accumulate for the next one. Fabian, which is currently we have this fusion. It is the fusion before. So once we start getting Ishiyama, it's going to be 2 fusions ago. Fabian was very strong. He was a must go for. Now, I wasn't making content really at the time that he was coming out, but he was really strong. Most of the people went for him, and now they get 2 fusions of a break because these fusions are not good. So take this as a warning. Skip him. Skip him. I do not recommend going for him. It is a waste. But anyways, that is my thoughts on Ishiyama. Shoot, have I been saying Ishiyama the whole time? Anyways, moving on. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I appreciate you guys for making it this far. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe, all of that jazz. And that's it from me, Destin, signing out.